Welcome to The Explainer. You know, if you've ever felt like your credit score is just this completely mysterious, untouchable number decided by forces totally out of your control, well, trust me, you are definitely not alone. Most people view credit repair as this grueling, years-long waiting game. But today, we're flipping that narrative completely on its head. We're going to look at your credit score not as some judgment of your personal worth, but simply as a machine. And like any machine, if it's broken, it's really just an engineering problem waiting to be solved. Today, we've got the exact mechanical blueprint to crank your credit dial from a struggling 540 all the way up to a pristine 720. No waiting 7 years, no paying shady credit repair agencies, just clear, actionable mechanics. So let's get right to work.
540. If your dial is stuck in this deep red zone, you know exactly what a financial nightmare it actually is. It's not just a bad number, right? It's a literal barrier to living your life. A 540 FICO score means the absolute gut punch of denied apartment applications. It means getting slapped with predatory 28% interest rates when you just need a reliable car to get to work. And mathematically speaking, being in this red zone means you're silently bleeding out thousands of dollars in hidden fees and inflated premiums every single year. Let's be real, it is incredibly expensive to have bad credit.
But contrast that nightmare with this electric green reality, 720. Pushing the dial up into this zone changes absolutely everything. A 720 score is basically the golden key. It unlocks prime, rock-bottom mortgage rates. It means instant credit card approvals with premium rewards rather than constant rejections. And most importantly, it gives you total financial freedom and peace of mind. The system is suddenly working for you instead of against you. And getting here, it's entirely systematic.
Okay, let's dive into this blueprint. First, we'll be decoding the dial. Second, the statement date hack. Third, erasing negative marks. Fourth, expanding your credit footprint. And fifth, some serious myth busting.
Step 1. Decoding the dial. Here's the thing, your FICO score is not an opinion. It is a rigid, mathematical algorithm, and it is incredibly uneven. Payment history makes up 35%, credit utilization makes up 30%. Stop right there and really think about that for a second. Together, those two categories account for 65% of your entire score. Nearly 2/3 of your results come from pulling just two levers. The remaining 35% is split between length of credit history, new credit, and your credit mix. What this tells us, as engineers of our own credit, is that if your score is stuck around 540, you're bleeding massive amounts of points in those two giant areas, utilization and payment history. So that is exactly where we're going to focus our attack.
Moving right along to step 2, the statement date hack.
First off, let's make sure we're crystal clear on what credit utilization actually means. It's honestly just the percentage of your available credit line that you're currently using. So if you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit and you're carrying a $900 balance on it, your utilization ratio is 90%. And the algorithm absolutely hates this. Anything over 30% starts to hurt you. But 90%? That tanks your score instantly because it signals to lenders that you're maxed out and high risk. But here is the critical timing mechanism that almost everyone misses. You have a payment due date and you have a statement closing date. And guys, they are not the same thing. Banks do not report your balance to the credit bureaus on your payment due date. They actually report your balance on your statement closing date, which usually happens several days earlier. If you wait until your due date to pay off your card, the credit bureau has already taken a snapshot of your account, logging that massive 90% balance for the month. So you paid on time, but your credit score still drops.
So here is the hack. You just change your timing. You make your payments exactly 3 days before your statement closing date. By paying your balance down right before the bank takes its monthly snapshot, you literally force the bank to report a tiny 1% to 3% utilization balance to the credit bureaus. You want a tiny balance, not zero, just to show the card is active, but essentially completely paid off.
By simply shifting when you tap pay on your banking app, the impact is explosive. Because utilization has practically zero memory from month to month, forcing this tiny utilization report can give your score an immediate massive boost of 20 to 50 points in a single billing cycle. It's literally the fastest lever you can pull.
Step 3. Erasing negative marks. A single late payment can act like a giant anchor, dragging an otherwise great score down by up to 100 points. But we have two written tactics to cut them loose. Step 1 is the goodwill adjustment letter. If you have a single late payment with a bank where you've otherwise had a stellar long-term relationship, do not just accept the penalty. Write them a formal goodwill letter. You explain the hardship that caused the slip-up, remind them of your loyalty, and politely ask for a courtesy removal of the late mark. You'd be totally shocked at how often human beings at the bank will just say, "Okay, sure," and erase it. But if you're dealing with a more severe issue like an accountant in collections, we need step 2, the pay for delete agreement.
Now, this perfectly illustrates one of the biggest traps in credit repair. If you have a collection account and you just pay it off outright, your report updates to say paid collection. But that toxic red mark stays on your file for up to 7 years, continuing to drag down your score. The debt is gone, sure, but the damage remains. Instead, you must negotiate a pay-for-delete agreement in writing before you hand over a single cent. You tell the collection agency, "Look, I will pay this settled amount, but only if you contractually promise to completely delete the collection account from all 3 credit bureaus." That is how you lock in a clean slate.
Step 4. Expanding your credit footprint.
Call your existing credit card issuers and request a credit limit increase. Crucially though, you must explicitly ask for a soft pull so it doesn't trigger a hard inquiry, which would ding your score. Now, think about what happens here. If your credit limit jumps from $2,000 to $5,000, but your normal spending stays exactly the same, say $500 a month, your utilization automatically plummets from 25% down to 10%. You didn't pay off a massive debt, you didn't even change your lifestyle. You just increased the denominator in the math equation and your score ticks up instantly.
The second part of expanding your footprint is the authorized user hack. And this is practically like stepping into a time machine. You ask a highly trustworthy family member, someone with a flawless credit history, to add you as an authorized user on their oldest credit card. Here is the absolute magic of this. You don't even need them to hand you the physical card. You never have to spend a single dime on it. Simply by being added to the account, their years of perfect payment history and their massive credit limit instantly mirror onto your own credit file. It dramatically increases your average age of credit and boosts your score right into the green zone with literally zero effort on your part.
Finally, step 5, myth busting.
I see way too many people engineer a beautiful credit profile only to completely sabotage it with outdated advice. So here are the 3 most toxic, destructive myths that people mistakenly believe will actually help their FICO score. Number 1, closing old credit cards helps tidy up your score. Number 2, checking your own score lowers it. And number 3, perhaps the absolute worst of all, carrying a balance from month to month builds credit.
Let's slash through these right now. Reality check, closing an old card. Terrible idea. It destroys the length of your credit history and shrinks your overall spending limit, which causes your utilization percentage to spike overnight. Keep old, no-fee cards open and just use them for a small subscription to keep them active. Next, checking your own score through a monitoring app is a soft pull. It has absolutely zero impact on your score. Check it every single day if you want. And finally, carrying a balance does absolutely nothing to build your credit. That is completely false. All it does is generate useless, expensive interest charges for the bank. Always pay your statement balance in full whenever possible.
So the crucial point we really want you to take away is this. Moving a credit score from 540 to 720 isn't about luck. It's an engineering problem with clear, actionable solutions. You do not have to be at the mercy of some black box algorithm. By managing your statement dates, aggressively neutralizing bad marks with written agreements, and mathematically expanding your credit limits, you are taking total, absolute control of the machine. To help you execute these exact schematics perfectly, I've put together a totally free credit score repair checklist. It'll guide you through the exact dispute letter templates, utilization calculators, and key milestone targets we talked about today. You can download it for free right now by checking out the link in the description below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more straight-to-the-point wealth breakdowns from this explainer. Now I want to leave you with one final question to answer down in the comments. What is your target FICO score? Set your goal, start engineering, and I'll catch you next time.